Pay close attention. Most of you have already heard this or heard me speak of it, but it bears mentioning tonight. Here we go. Quote, there will be a liquidity and credit crisis as banks and online payment systems are about to suffer a huge outage in Europe and the United States. There are already talks of a liquidity and credit crisis happening in inner circles. Saturday, banks and online payment systems will suffer an outage in Europe and the United States, spreading worldwide. Talks of liquidity and credit crisis happening will spread rapidly. Sunday, customers will try to get money out of their banks but will be turned away. Talk of bank runs on Twitter and Facebook will promptly be banned. Late Sunday night, Eurozone banks will suffer a liquidity issue and fail critical margin levels. Monday, 26th, liquidity crisis contagion will spread to the United States. Financial instruments, much like those used by Archegos, will blow up across the entire financial sector. Bank of America, JP Morgan, Goldman Sachs are rumored to be insolvent along with others. The super rich will try to get their money out of the banks only to be denied. Stock market will drop 20% and is closed for the day. Tether and other stable coins will fail, causing cryptocurrencies to crash as they become illiquid. Short mid-term is that cryptocurrencies will become worthless. Tuesday, Eurozone total meltdown. Bank deposits are bailed, and most people will lose all of their money. Social protests erupt in Europe. The U.S. stock market will drop another 20% before being closed again. Hedge funds will collapse, and banks are stuck with meme stock shorts, which will be revealed to be in the trillions. Banks fail critical margin levels, and the DTCC will be forced to cover the shorts. The DTCC insurance policy will fail, as the insurers never had the money to begin with. The Federal Reserve is stuck with the bag. Wednesday, stock market drops another 20% before getting stopped again. Subprime finally hits, and housing prices crash by 50% or more. Meme stocks, silver, gold, commodity trading is frozen and halted, but this will only make the problem worse. Dollar insolvency is all over the international news, while silver and gold skyrocket. U.S. bonds will be dumped, sending interest rates into the stratosphere. Mainstream media will now blare the Great Depression 2.0 and that the collapse is finally here. Thursday, U.S. government will begin to collapse and pressure on the current administration to resign. Stock market will drop even more for a total of 85 to 96% since the crash on Monday. Grocery stores will now be empty and supply chains completely break down. Rumors of a coup against the U.S. government will begin to pick up on social media and gain public approval. Massive protests against the government, Wall Street, and the banks will erupt. Police will be deployed and attempt to brutally suppress the protests, but they will be unsuccessful. By Friday, voter fraud data is going to be dumped on the internet, and this will add fuel to the fire. This will reveal stolen elections going all the way back 40 years. Governments will go into hiding. Meme stock and silver commodities shorts issues reaches international media, and the heads of state will demand answers from the U.S. because they are too exposed through their weird financial instruments. BRICS will pick up speed to replace the dollar then and now. The dollar is declared non grata in many countries in the world, and legislation fast-tracked to convert dollar denomination debt to other fiat to prevent a total credit freeze. Get ready for the collapse of the world economic system. Am I saying that will be this week? Not necessarily. But I can verify that at least 75% of everything that I just read in that write-up is accurate. And the other 25% sounds pretty accurate too, but I can't verify it. You need to have a couple things. Number one, you need to have enough food, water to last a couple weeks, at least a week. Two, to be safe. You need to get your money out of whatever institution you have it in. You need to seriously consider whatever dollar you have as worthless. If you have money invested in the stock market, you need to consider not having it there. And you need to consider it now. I've obviously given everybody plenty of ways to get their wealth out of the fiat Federal Reserve currency, as we know as the dollar, via goldquiz.com if you have a 401k or an IRA, or any number of ways to purchase silver and gold bullion if you want to physically possess it and you don't have a 401k or an IRA. You could use any of those means if you want, or any other means. But whoever's telling you that the QFS is mirrored and your wealth will be protected, and the QFS is mirrored. There's no doubt about that. The QFS is mirrored, but that does not mean that if you lose your money, you get it back. Doesn't happen that way. So why is the question? Why would the good guys, the white hats, right, the patriots, allow everyone to lose their money? That's the obvious question, right? Well, do you want the cabal to lose their money? Because they own most of the world's money. Something like $600, $700 trillion. That money and that worth, that net worth, that is why they're able to do the things that they do to us. They create division with racial wars. They create division with religious wars, homophobia. They have the straight fighting against the gay all the time. They create tension. They create job loss. They create election fraud. They create false flags that hurt people, or at least psychologically hurt people. They have to be taken down from a financial point of view. And the only way to do it is by eliminating anything that they have in liquidity. Will some people not heed this warning and end up losing their wealth? Yes. Will there be a safety net and a safety blanket for those people in a certain way? Yes. But it's not going to be immediate, and it may not even be to the liking of a lot of people. I implore you, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just a soon-to-be 40-year-old guy, kid, whatever, that happens to know some stuff. And it would break my heart if you knew the information that I know and you don't act on it. Specifically, most retirement age or of retirement age individuals have their wealth in some sort of account, 401k, IRA. It's not going to end well for 401ks or IRAs. It's just not. Not if it's in dollars. If you have a massive savings account in a bank that is part of the Federal Reserve, it's not going to end well. There's a bunch of different ways to get your wealth out of the dollar, like I said. And we all need to be thinking about those ways right now. I wanted to get the right number here. Over the last 5 days, there has been close to $4 billion. The number went up from the post that I made earlier today. In the last 5 days, $4 billion has exited China. $4 billion in 5 days. Do you think that someone knows something that the public doesn't know? Do you think that maybe what I just read and some stuff that I didn't read may actually be true? Any account that you have that's unable to be linked or converted to a metal. Gold and silver are God's money. Our next financial system will be backed by gold. I've been talking about this for 2 years, but now it's becoming mainstream. You want to know about a gold-backed financial system, a gold-backed currency? There's one of 100 articles that you could find in the next 10 minutes. Yeah, I was talking about it first because I knew it was happening, but these guys are starting to catch on.